So this whole thing is wrong. You've taken a wrong turn, you keep driving, you're
But
going to
I'll
go
ask
off
you
the
one
cliff.
thing. The same judiciary is demanding accountability from everyone. They have not acted 1 inch in the case of the Justice Verma burning cash case. There are instances and observations which show a contrast and a double standards. The Supreme Court implies that the President of India, no less, the President of India must act on its advice. Under Article 143, even hinting on a mandamus if she doesn't. But when it comes to matters of its own ranks, the same urgency and enforcement appears short. So I'm asking, this question in the context of events over the last 8 months, on the one side, no action on the Justice Verma case. On the other side, they are saying that the Rashtrapati should act under their instructions under 143. And what are we supposed to make of it, sir? Have they become a law unto themselves?
Well, there is a lot in what you're saying. These questions have been resonating throughout India. And I wish, I don't know whether they are or not, but I wish the judges take notice, because every institution must refresh itself. It's a fundamental rule. The political system works. You get elected to office, 5 years later you have to go back to the people. If they don't like you, they kick you out. So you refresh yourself. Judges appointing judges is a very closed, as my friend Dr. Dhawan used to say, it's an incestuous system. It's a very closed system. It doesn't look nice. It doesn't feel nice. It was a band-aid on a problem. The band-aid can't become a cure and a permanent feature. Correct. So the institution is not refreshing itself. Then you're all within yourself. You're happy in your cloistered ivory towers. And around you, there are people who are raising questions. Take notice, correct your course. Otherwise, history will correct you, and those are very painful corrections.
You've spoken about this 2 years back. We had the pleasure of hosting you at the Republic Summit. When I asked you the same question, you came down heavily on the Collegium system. I think I have that soundbite where he came down very heavily on the Collegium system. Can we play that, please? Thank you.
Are you willing to engage in a public debate with CJI DY Chandrachud on this?
What is there to debate? Show me one country in the world. Are Caesar's wives, and Caesar's wives have to be above suspicion. Show me one authority, one sociological research which says if judges don't appoint judges, the independence of judiciary is compromised.
This is a very important subject in today's case. As a legend of the law, can you expand on this?
See, from 1950, the words of the Constitution have not changed. It's in plain English, as Justice Hugo Black used to say, why do you need thesis? He used to go around with a small copy of the American Constitution in his pocket. He says, read it for what it says. So let's read the Constitution for what it says. A judge shall be appointed by the President of India after consulting the Chief Justice. So he has consulted the Chief Justice. I have it from very senior people who work together, both as retired judges as well as senior law ministers. My father had a very dear friend, Mr. Shiv Shankar, who for years and years was law minister. He says, this current Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice's father, Yashwant Chandrachud, was the Chief Justice for the longest period. He said we used to call up in the evening and say, what are you doing? Come over for a coffee. And they used to sit over and say, okay, these are the names Chandrachud would have, these are the names, these are the names. And he said we used to have some names. He said 99 out of 100 cases, we'd say, yeah, you're fine, or say, we have a little problem with this chap, his IB report doesn't look good, or so on, so as a political slant, don't appoint him. 99 out of 100. You got our finest judges. You got the Krishna Iyers, the Bhagwatis, the Chinnaparedis from that kind of a system. In 1991, the government started fiddling with the appointment of judges. So we filed, and then some sort of a patchwork was created by saying, till the Constitution, force the government's hand to amend the Constitution. So we say, okay, judges will, consultation means concurrence, etc., etc. After 3 judgments had said consultation means consultation, not concurrence, Supreme Court flipped and said, no, it means concurrence. That was a band-aid to solve a problem created by coalition governments and brazen interference with the appointment of judges. But that had to be fixed. The NGAC was created, by which time you know, once you get a power, even for a short term, and the world has seen this, a military leader takes power for 15 days in a coup, after which he doesn't want to give up his job. Anybody who's appointed an acting president doesn't want to give up his job. Then he'll do his best to make sure he continues as president. So the judges got this power as a band-aid. That was clearly what we all understood.
They held on to it then.
Yeah, but now
It's necessary.
now they struck down the NGAC.
They give
And
the
on what
example of
logic?
the emergency.
And on what logic? They struck down on the ground that unless judges appoint judges or a majority of judges appoint judges, you will not have judicial independence.
Justice Kurian Joseph, former Supreme Court judge who was on that bench that passed that order that scrapped the NJC, while regretting on his judgment, had said that the Collegium system needs to be improved, requiring a glasnost and a perestroika. And hence the case needs to be heard further in this regard. So is that a closed chapter?
I don't know.
Will it happen?
I don't know if the government is going to reopen it or not. I think it should be
How will
reopened.
government appointing judges be better than judges appointing judges?
So neither of them appoint judges. I'm sure in a country of 1.4 billion, you can find 11 Indians to sit in a room and appoint the finest.
Who will appoint those 11 Indians?
Those 11 Indians can be chosen by the government. And believe me,
But then will it be a government-controlled judiciary?
no, it won't be a government-controlled judiciary. You can have 11 people whom the Chief Justice of India and the Prime Minister of India and the leader of the opposition choose. Or the Prime Minister of India. See, let
Is it
us not
possible to
forget.
do that?
Of course you can. And if we can't do that, then let's not call ourselves a democracy. If 1.4 billion people, you can't find 11 honest people to appoint judges, why are we calling ourselves a democracy? I'm sure we can. Don't let India down like this. We are a strong nation, we are a robust nation, and we can rise to the occasion.